What's up, y'all? This is just part two of the time I went to jail, which is a part of the Green Tea Chronicles. And I don't even have to sit down for this one because I'm going to keep it short. So, after I was released from jail, it was my kid's dad waiting for me and my aunt. And a neighbor. So, once I made it to my house and I think the only thing I wanted to do was just get in the tub. I just took like a long hot bubble bath and I stayed in the tub for felt like hours. I do remember that. I just unwind in the tub for the longest. And and then just felt so good to be back at home, and I just had to soak it all in and then just let it all out again and just see where I'm gonna go from there. So when the court date came up, um, I went down there. I think I had to talk to a district attorney or somebody. I don't know. Just advising me what to say when I go before the judge for the arraignment and stuff like that. And when I went before the judge, he just said, once I stated my name and all that kind of information, he was like, so, he go through the backstory of what happened and why did you feel the need to write checks and stuff like that, and did you work, and just gave him a whole backstory of my life, my mom passing away, and it was just me and my sister, and that was my first offense. I'd never been involved in any other criminal activity. I didn't have a criminal record, none of that. And so he said, so although your intentions were good, how you think that your sister felt and your other relatives when you were, helping them out through this way? Did they make you think about how they would make them feel when they knew you did it in a criminal way? And I was like, I didn't think about it at the time. I just wanted to please them and give them what it is they needed. And he was like, although your heart was in the right place, you did it the wrong way. Just don't do it again. Take this as a lesson, stuff like that. I don't want to see you again. And good luck. And, think about going back to school and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm not going back to school. I just wanted to go to work, and that's it. But I only worked for a little while because it wasn't too much long before I'll be going on to maternity leave and stuff like that. So yeah, that pretty much was it of my story with going to jail for the first time and the last time. And that's been how many years ago? 22, 23 years ago. And so fast forward to the future, my sister was graduating high school, and she had already been talking about making plans to go to the military. So once she enlisted into the army, things kind of started moving pretty fast. I didn't think it was going to go as fast as it did. So she ended up enlisting into the army, and when she left, her recruiter came to pick her up, and it just seemed like it was unreal. So I didn't really feel the realness, I didn't really get so emotional like you think I would have. Although um, I had thrown her like a going away party and stuff like that, when it was time for her to go, when that moment came, I really didn't feel it. It just was, I don't know, it just I didn't feel any type of way about it. I wasn't emotional about it right then and there. So when she left and she, went off and was gone and stuff like that, I still would think, I'm just thinking, like she gone, stay with some friends like she would usually do. That's how I felt about it, although I know that she was gone. So when the recruiter came back to my house, it was my birthday, and I hadn't heard from her or nothing. So when he came to my house, and the recruiter, the way they come to the door when one of your loved ones, they died in the military or something, that's how he came to the house. And I didn't think nothing had happened to her. It was just like, so she really is gone. She really is gone. And when he came to the door and I opened the door and stuff, and he reached me a birthday card, and the birthday card had money in it, and it had like a cash card that the military issued the soldiers when they enlist. and she had like a lot of money on them, and I was still paying off like a little bit at a time because money had gotten so tight for me. Once I had my first child, me and his dad, we wasn't together, and things were just going, it was just a downward spiral for me in my relationship. I was struggling a little bit. I ended up moving into public housing, and I wasn't working that much anymore. I was doing volunteer work. I was living in public housing, which your income, um, it kind of determines what your rent is going to be. So I was renting a 3-bedroom home. One of the rooms is for my sister, myself, and my son. I was pregnant. Well, I had already had my second child, so I had 2 kids for my kid's dad, but we wasn't together. We had split up like right after I had my second child. So things just wasn't going so good money wise for me. It just wasn't. It was like a struggle. And I wasn't working and stuff like that at the time. I was just an at-home mom and just supported my sister. And once I sent her off to the military, and the recruiter came back by the house to let me know that she was all squared away and being processed and stuff, he said, and she told me to give you this and happy birthday. And when he gave me that, he just left. And when he left, I just went in her room and I just started crying. Like, I just sat on her bed, and that's when it really dawned on me. It really hit me that she was gone to the military. So that's why I didn't want to put that part of the story in part one. I just wanted to make it a separate story because that is something that is so near and dear to my heart, that my 18-year-old sister, because she was 18 at the time that she enlisted and went into the military, she took care of something that I had been struggling to pay off all those years. And and helping people, and all of those people had completely disappeared. There was nobody really there to offer me any kind of love and support during the time that I really needed after me and the kid's dad had split up. And so she took care of that for me, and it was like a reward back to me for just raising her and doing the best that I know how, as an 18-year-old raising a 12-year-old. That was her reward to me at that time. That's not like the only time that she's ever gave me anything. She's been giving me gifts all her life. Like, she gives, like, if you see me with nice, nice, nice things, and if I haven't bought it for myself, my sister got it for me. Because that's just what she do. She just loves showering me with gifts. And she know that I'm not big on that. Like, that's not so much more important to me than our relationship. But that's just what she do. She just always felt like she owed something back to me. But yeah, so that was that. And so she was gone for a while, and we couldn't talk while she was on basic training and stuff like that. And then when I was able to talk to her after basic training, and she was letting me know the dates and stuff for the graduation, I took the Greyhound bus, me and my 2 kids, and went to Fort Jackson in South Carolina to go and see her graduate. And it was just so good to see her for the first time. Like, we just hugged for the longest and cried. And my kids, they didn't remember her, so they was kind of standoffish. I'm like, this, like, what is wrong with y'all? But they were little kids. And I traveled all the way from Louisiana all the way to South Carolina on the Greyhound bus to go see my sister graduate from basic training and stuff. And that's when I was really able to talk to her face to face and just have that really good sister heart to heart to let her know. Like, we just stayed up all night in the Red Roof Inn hotel just talking. Like, she was only able to just stay there one night. And when she had to get up to leave to go to, what is that called? It's called something else that you go to after basic, and that was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And she got up that morning like 5 in the morning. She caught a cab, and I was crying again. I was just crying. It was just so sad to just see her leave again. But at the same time, I was so proud of her. But it was just hurting me because I just felt like I was, getting about to be by myself again. But that's all I got. Her and my 2 kids. And she lived like 50 miles away from me right now. She's still in the military. She got out of the Army and she went into the Air Force. And we are just huge supporters of each other. Like I say, I think she's 36 or 37. I can't keep up. She's 6 years younger than me. Wait, 18. She's 7 years younger than me. So yeah, she's about 36. I don't know. Sometimes I forget how old I am. And that's a shame. And I'm just in my early 40s. But yeah. So that's just part two of the time when I went to jail, and I just wanted to give y'all the second part of how I, end up coming out in court and having, all the charges dropped or whatever, everything just started. And I don't know if that's like still on my record, because I know you can get your record expunged or whatever. I never thought about doing all that. It is what it is. It's just a part of my past. That's not a part of who I am now, because I would never think to do something like that. I don't think that way now. They say you're never supposed to say never. I just don't ever, it don't cross my mind to do something criminal or do something like that, because I'm such a workaholic, and I believe in working to make the money I need to take care of the things that need to be taken care of. And I know that's not, I don't want to, just sound like, oh, so she's so much better than what she was back then. No, I'm just saying that I'm in a whole nother mind frame. I grown up from a lot of things I used to do in the past, and I just don't think that way anymore. And I'm glad I grew up from all that. That's the thing in my past. That's my story of the time I went to jail, and my sister and how she helped me out in a huge way. Actually, she just took care of it. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this story. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. I'll have more to come with the Green Tea Chronicles. Until then, I'll talk to y'all soon.